Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is they're trying to, okay? They're trying to what? They're trying to what? The scripture comes from Matthew 28 and 16. When the 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain where Jesus had told them to go, when they saw him, they worshiped him, but some doubted. Then Jesus came to them and said, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of age. Okay? So this is the message, okay? God is saying for someone, you are in a position where um, there are some people that are doubting you, okay? Regardless if they are doubting that you have experienced what you have experienced, if they are doubting that you are who you are, if they are doubting that, they're doubting regardless if they're doubting your life or I don't know why I'm being reminded of when one experience that I had when I was in a place that shall not be named, okay, when I was in jail, okay. um I'm not proud to say that I was in jail, but I was in jail. But anyways, while I was there, I was conversating with some of the other ladies that were there, and I think one person asked me how many apartments I had. And I told her at that time that I had had 5 apartments. Because I was 19, she was like, I don't think she's telling the truth. I think she's lying. It's no way that she had 5 apartments at 19 years old. And it was really frustrating to me because she didn't just directly say to me that she felt like I was lying. She went around telling everybody else that she felt like I was lying. But when it came to me, she acted like, she didn't want to say anything to me. And somebody else was the one to come and tell me that she was saying this about me. I went to her directly and I was like, just because you don't know every single detail doesn't mean that what I said wasn't true. Okay. And in reality, I had 5 apartments, but I had been kicked out and didn't pay rent or decided I didn't want to stay there no more or whatever else had happened. But in reality, I had 5 apartments at that point in time in my life. And I just feel like it's a situation for somebody you have been doubted because just because of your current situation or just because somebody else cannot add up, they feel like they can't calculate the whatever it is, they feel like they can't calculate. And to be honest, me, I'm gonna be real and say this is why I don't like talking to people, because I don't like I do not like nothing is more frustrating to me than, I'm already shy as is. I don't like talking as is, but when I do decide to talk and I decide to open my mouth and start opening up to someone, for them to turn around and say, well, I think you're just lying. If I was lying, then why would I have taken so long to say anything? You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to make up a bunch of miraculous lies. But the reason I don't like talking to people is because I don't like when I start telling the truth and I start talking about my life, and because somebody else may feel some kind of way about it, or they don't like my truth, or they feel like regardless of whatever they feel about my truth, they look at me and they say, well, that can't be true. It's very hurtful. It's kind of like, okay, well, I decided to open up to you and I decided to start talking to you about my life. And a lot of times with your girl, I got pictures and everything. So, it's kind of frustrating when somebody want to try, even though in jail you can't show anybody pictures. But, it's just kind of frustrating. It's very hurtful for you to open up to someone, especially being like me. I'm very shy. I'm very quiet. And if I start talking about my life, just because I have had a very interesting life does not mean that things that I say about my life aren't true. And I even recall, I told her straight up, like, where are we? We are in jail, okay? I have no reason to be impressing you. You are nobody that I want to impress. There is nothing about you that makes me say, oh, I gotta lie to her to make myself look this big and to make her feel like this. Like, for what? For who? like, girl, bye. Okay, that's literally what I said. I was like, girl, please stop playing with me. You are nobody to impress. I don't have no reason to be sitting up here making up all these lies and all these stories. If, to be honest, I was happy. I'll sit in myself by myself. Don't nobody got to talk to me. Don't nobody got to come and say nothing to me. Leave me all the way alone, okay? If that's how you feel. You ain't got to be my friend. I ain't got to make no friends. I'm good, okay? And that's really just how I feel. And the message is God is saying that for somebody, you have been doubted. Okay, regardless to what it is, you have been doubted about something. God is saying that in your life, He is going to make a believer out of them. He is going to show them that it is the truth. Regardless if He shows them this by them actually seeing pictures, or maybe it'll be a situation where they end up around someone else that was around you at that point in time. I remember I had another friend that grew up with me. But she grew up with me and we kind of fell out. Not to say we fell out, but we weren't around each other as much throughout teenage years and as like a young adult. And I was telling her about I used to throw parties when I was in high school and as a young adult, and I was a party promoter. Okay, I was a party promoter. And I would tell her different things about the party promotion, talk to her about my friends, talk to her about parties and all this. And I remember she would get this attitude. She would roll her eyes at me and be like, start in all her stories, Tamara in all her story, whatever. And it wasn't until she actually met people from the party group that verified the stories that I told. And I would actually bring it up and be like, girl, do you remember such da 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 da? And they would be like, yeah, I remember that. And then she was like, oh, she was telling the truth. And I just feel like, sometimes when we are talking about experiences, we're talking about our past. There are some people that will look at us and be like, I don't think you're telling the truth. I don't think that's really real. I think you full of it. You just making stuff up. You just doing this. You just telling lies or whatever. In reality, I always been a type of person. I don't feel like I need to impress anybody. For one, I'm not trying to gain anything from anybody, regardless if it's respect. I don't feel like respect is gained by what you have, how much money you have, what kind of assets you have, or what you have been through in your life. Respect is gained simply through experience with another person, to me. To trust and to honor somebody, you telling somebody about all these stories and all these things you've been through is not going to make somebody want to trust you. It's not going to make somebody love you. It's not going to make somebody care about you. And once again, this is why I kind of stay to myself. And I'm not the type of person where I'm trying to be very loud and very belligerent about the things that I have been through in my life or whatever experiences that I had. I really feel like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you take out the time to get to know me, you get to know me, and you want to learn these different things about me, that's cool. But if you don't, that's cool too. I'm not about to bend over backwards and stress myself out trying to ensure that everybody in the world knows me. I'm not about to stress myself out trying to make sure everybody is going to care about me and love me and respect me and want to be my friend. I really could care less, okay? And that's not to say that I'm mean. I'm not just outright mean. I'm not just outright going to be trying to make other people feel some kind of way. In some cases, I don't like talking about different things that have happened in my life and different things I've had and different experiences, because a lot of people, when I start talking about that, start to think that I'm trying to put them down, like I'm trying to brag, or like I'm trying to act like I'm better than them. And that is never the case. You know what I'm saying? So, and it is what it is. It just hit different when you have had certain experiences. I don't feel the need to go around bragging to nobody about what I've been through, what I had. I know I had it. I enjoyed it while I had it. I enjoyed it while I was there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever parties or whoever I met or whatever things that I've had, I enjoyed it while I had it. I enjoy, you know what I'm saying? And that's just that. It's like, I don't know. But I feel like God is saying, okay, once again, going back to the message, God is saying that there is somebody that denies something, regardless if it's something that you had, if it's an experience that you had in your life, if it's a time period like you lived your life a certain way, something like that, somebody is denying this. God is saying that He is going to show this person firsthand that this was a true experience of yours. You have to do absolutely nothing. You don't have to pull out no pictures. You don't have to try to find no videos. You don't have to try to knock anything over trying to gather people together that were there when you were there to get them to do anything. Just like the what I was relating it to with the friend, okay? I did not stress myself out trying to prove to her that the stories I told her were true. I literally just stopped talking to her about my life. And that was that. You know, as soon as I saw that she felt some kind of way and that she felt as though I was lying or I wasn't trying to tell the truth or I was for whatever reason trying to brag to her or trying to portray myself a certain way to there, I stopped talking to her about my life. And that was that. And in due time, we both ended up in the same place as someone else that knew me from what I was talking about, that verified what I was talking about. It didn't have nothing to do with me. I did not plan for them to be there. I didn't call them and ask them to come. I wasn't searching for them. I wasn't knocking stuff over to get them to be there. They just happened to be in the same place that I was at, and they verified the exact story that I said. God said that you don't have to do that. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to explain yourself to nobody. You don't have to stress yourself out trying to ensure that whomever understands what you say is the truth. You don't have to stress yourself out trying to tell nobody. Like God said, stop that. You don't have to do that. He got it, okay? God says that's okay. They don't want to believe it, that's fine. They don't want to listen, that's fine. They want to try to say that you're lying, that's fine. Let them do what they do. But everything will work out the way it's supposed to. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.